Hi, this is SARITA'S, and today, the topic I'm going to go ahead and talk about is donations. Uncle Sam has found a way to make cash off of your ignorance through the donations that you give and not being aware if they are approved by the IRS list that they have given. So I'm here to go ahead and talk about that. I'm going to take you through some wonderful little highlights and as long as much as anything else I can possibly share. So let's get to the story. Alrighty then. Anything that you can find that I'm talking about can be backed up on cnn.money.com. I think I went ahead and put that, posted the link there. As well, I posted links that you can go ahead and find any of the information that I'm talking about. You also can go to, I have everything that I'm saying here at www.isarita.blogspot.com. You can go ahead and find it there. So, here it goes. Donations. Uncle Sam has found a way to make cash off of your donations with ignorance, so be aware. You may be deceived and be robbed with the intention of giving. But before we get into the bad news, let's talk about the good news. You would think that due to the fact that this country is already facing a deficit and that money is very scarce, you wouldn't really think that people are much going to be donating. But on the offense of that, due to the president going ahead and saying that he would give us much more opportunities if we went get ahead and did donate, you know what I mean? I think that's probably why those who are the middle class, you know what I mean, are more likely to willing to give and donate. That would be the expected of such things. Anyhow, in good news today, in the good news of giving, less faster economic growth has stubbornly had a high unemployment that didn't stop Americans from being generous in the 2012. According to the most charitable contributions released this week, donations for everything from disasters relief and animals to rescue totaled the estimate of $316.2 billion in 2012, up to 3.5% from the previous year. So what's stating is that not only how much did the total amount was $316.2 billion that was this year, and when it came in the art of giving and donating, it was actually up, like, you know what I mean, more people donated in percentage of whole of 3.5 from the previous year. So they didn't exactly give me the exact right number, but they just said that's just a big jump. So according to the Giving USA Foundations of Indiana University Lilly Family School of Philosophy, the beliefs of why a spirit is giving. Now, the business world, when I mention business world, I mean those of politicians, those are in the multi-millions, those are the ones that, like Apple, being confused, anything like that, even to your president, to your economics, basically the economic world, you know what I mean? These are people not hanging out with every single day like us. These are people that are just trying to guess what the consumer wants and needs. The consumer being us, what we want is ours. So in the business world, they believe historically giving is a lagging dictator. When they mean lagging dictator, they mean not many people are still willing to give because most people are just wanting to keep what they already have able to themselves. And the economy says Princeton. They believe that this is a positive data, given that the U.S. report indicates Americans may be feeling more confident about the global economy. So they're saying that this wanting to do more and giving, they believe the reason why more Americans are giving and everything is they believe that the economy will bounce back and everything will be perfectly fine. And so in the global sense, we will be doing all right. So therefore, they're not really too worried about it. That's how they took it off this giving. But in my beliefs of why people were giving, okay, this is my belief. It may be other Americans wish to help others, generally just want to help others because we are all struggling, and we can see how that can, by helping another hand, you know, it could probably help us in the end anyway too, or just simply just wanting to help another. Or or if you were in the middle class, you were trying to in the middle class to have more tax deductions to stay afloat. I can understand that. Any kind of deductions that could possibly happen, especially when you're not one to, in the middle class, I can totally understand. Not really qualify for financial aid, and it can't really qualify for pretty much anything. You make too much money, but not enough money to do this. I can see it's frustrating. So at the end of the year, you most likely end up paying more higher bills than you wanted to expect to pay. So I could see how donating would probably help you more and less of that end of the bill tax pay. You have to pay less by having all these deductions and charitable things, which I could see that's why you want to do it. Despite the slow economical growth of 1.8, the high unemployment rate of 9%, where the signs of the economic economies that help they boost the donations. The business world believes among these will be Wall Street, increasing the home values and signs of a job pictures as improving, and incite the growth of personal disposable income, according to the report. So they're saying the business world believes that since they can see that people are more going to donating, because they might have more to spend. So Wall Street is already thinking about increasing the values of homes. So I was bringing it up because they're thinking that now Americans have more money to spend out of nowhere. Okay. Superstorm Shady was one of the biggest relief efforts in the year, raising nearly about $223 million between October and December of 2012. Corporations donated about $131 million of the amount, and the amount of it was not as generously as expected, says Robert Evans, and the members of the Editorial Review Board for Giving in USA. That the main due to perception that was that the homes were affected by Hurricane Sandy were the second homes and the vacation homes, he said. During the Hurricane Katrina, there was more of a report saying that it was, and then Evans that would be expected about 50% more than the total dollars given. So what they're saying also is they don't understand why in Hurricane Katrina, where people were more go ahead and donating to help ones to donate for them, but they said there was not as much donations that were given out to the homes that happened in this Superstorm Sandy, because many people believed in the perception that the homes were affected by Hurricane Sandy were second homes of the rich and the vacation homes. So they understand why people only did when they were home. I don't know, maybe because the rich, we could finally think that us being from the poor, the rich could take care of the damn selves. Apparently they think we should pay for everything else, and why can't they pay for their own damn second house? I don't know, that's just what I would think. So where do your donations go? Okay. The foundation, the note of giving of last year has been impacted and certainly surrounded by the fate of the charities of the tax deduction heading of the year of 2013. The financial cliff deadline. President Obama had proposed in the past to reduce the reduction. With $101.5 billion in dollars, religious organizations which received the largest share of the charitable contributions in 2012, accounting 1/3 of all donations. However, the religion donations are starting to shrink. Now, even though that's what they're saying, even though that $101.5 million donations went into religion areas, they said that they have noticed that what they usually get out of money for donations in religion is a lot higher, and it's actually, this is like the smallest amount they ever actually received. Wow. Which one would have to wonder why they always have to have money to get more than that. Now, who among us is highly in the environmental giving, and his men believes in environment concerns among the baby boomers and the younger generations are responsible for the increase in environmental giving. So, according to Hintzman, he's saying not only are these donations going in a whole new different directions and everything, but among the ones who are most likely highly giving are people who are born in the baby boomer age. So they would probably be no more older than, I would say, let's see, 34, like probably 34 to like 25, I would say, like that. Okay, or they said of those are the younger generations, like the younger generations would be from 19 to 25, kind of thing. are the ones that are more responsible and increase in environment gain. So they're actually the ones that create money. And then when it comes to environment gain, it includes in like giving in education, including the 2-year universities, K through 12 schools, and the 4-year colleges. Saw an increase of 7% between 2011 to 2012 to $11.3 billion. Donating environmental and animal organizations rose up at 70% to $8.3 billion in donations in 2012. Now, like I said, all these facts, you can go ahead and see them on CNN.com. So it's pretty interesting that younger generations are actually, and the baby boomers are actually more donating to other things than the older adults. Just like to listen to that. Okay, now, here comes the bad news. The bad news about donating. The rumors of donations being a scam are true. I highly hate to say it, but they are true. Likelihood, if you don't have the time to ever donate to a charity that you really don't know if it's real or fake, I would say go with the long listing ones like Red Cross, you know, American Association of Cancer Society, you know, Toys for Tots, things like that. Those type of charities have been around like forever, and they're highly respected and recommended. So you would get that if you never had time. If you never heard of some other charities, you might want to go on the website and check, because there's a lot of scams coming in, people that want to be giving, and there's a lot of people that just see that they make money off of it. It's very easy just to go ahead and say that they're a charity, but never sign up to go ahead and be actually tax deductible. Yeah. So what you have to do nowadays, due to other people that want to make scams off of things, and Uncle Sam sees the opportunity that not to go ahead and make every single charitable, you didn't mean to recognize charitable now. You have to do what is called an exempt organization select check. Okay, it must be done. Okay, now what is an exempt organization select check? Okay, it's where businesses or charities have to register and are tax approved for tax deduction. So when you donate, you will be able to get a tax deduction or a tax break. So you will be that you were looking for. It's not, if its name is not on the list, on the IRS list, then there will be no tax deduction, for the person who went and put the donation for, and you will not get credit whatsoever. It'll be like you just threw out your money for free, basically, to someone else. And even though you had good intentions, so hoping maybe you can get some in taxation back, that's not going to happen. Now, how does donating give us tax breaks? Okay. It reduces the money that Uncle Sam says that must be paid by the taxpayer, by the income of the taxpayer makes. Depending on your income, depends how much Uncle Sam says that you would have to pay at the end of the taxes. Alright, so you already have like this, he says you owe this much about taxes you have to take back. Now, if you gave them to charities, you know what I mean? It can give you that, like, well, hey, I already paid into, like, the system. I pretty much helped the charities, help the cities, not-for-profit government systems. Charities and businesses that can give tax breaks are, like, on the list are known for, you know what I mean, giving into the community. And supposedly, since taxes are supposed to be used for the community, you know, they're supposed to give deduction for it. So, the more charities that you do, the more kind of, the idea would be shrinking down the bill that you owe for taxes, especially if you have no dependents or anything like that. So you see, Oprah wasn't being so nice, she was just being smart. You know what I mean? Before all the tax issues changed, there's actually some people that believe that if you actually donated so much more, like a lot more than what you made, that Uncle Sam ends up owing you money. So that was just one way people used to do things, especially those who had a higher income, because they were donating it so that way ours to get off the basses. Alright, to go ahead and download the complete link, you can go to www.irs.gov/CREs and status, internal exempt organizations and business, and mass tourism. Okay, I already go ahead and posted the link on my blog, so you can go ahead and check it out and click it right there. You can see any state first, and then from any state you can see whatever city that you like. So they'll tell you if the charity you might have already donated to was actually valid or not. So you really want to have to do this, because I'll tell you why it's more important. And remember, giving money to a friend or a neighbor is not tax deductible, and it's only through the charities that are on the IRS list. Whoever told you that you could or was, they're lying to you. Due to the new law changes and regulations, only the IRS list. If it's not on the IRS list, it's not going to happen. Okay. Now, this is why it's important for us Americans to go ahead and be very vigilant about this. Now, only did Uncle Sam come up with this brilliant idea of this stupid little list that you have to go check. He also decided to go ahead and allow the IRS to cash in on your ignorance, which is really sad. See, now, this is how us Americans are at risk. If you went ahead and you absolutely did give to a charity, and you go ahead and file on your taxes that you did give to a certain charity, which let's say you really did, you're just saying it online, and they are not on the list, and then you find yourself caught in this situation, you will be audited by the IRS, and if found guilty, and this is what they consider guilty, claiming a charity that is not on the IRS list, okay, you will have to pay those fees that are owed, the deduction back that you got from your taxes, the taxes that are owed, and the interest that has been adding up and topping that. So it's like the triple double whammy. That's why I'm saying Uncle Sam is really, really not trying to cash in on your ignorance. Now, to Uncle Sam, ignorance is bliss and ching ching more to his pocket, which is sad to say. So by you not knowing, now can really harm you Americans' way of living. So check and be aware. If you don't want it valid to say that you did get a charity, check to make sure the charity is on the list. For those who already donated to a charity and they weren't valid, you can try to get your money back, but I don't really see how that's going to happen, because most likely this is a scam and they're gone off by now. But also on the bottom of my list here, list of Californians, you know what I mean, here that are on the list of the IRS things, so I post that for you. And anything you can also find, you can also say you can find on my blog. So I hope that it was informative. I hope that it can help you out, and take care of yourself. Okay, bye.